Hi everyone, Lauren Winters West here, Chief Expert Organizer and founder of Next Highest Good Professional Organizing. Coming to you live today for the third and final for this week Lunch and Learn series. Today's topic is zero waste, one of my favorite topics. Let's get right into it. We started when did we start? On Tuesday. Sorry, I fell off my bike yesterday. I'm a little out of it, so stay with me. We started on Tuesday with Your Ideal Space. My husband sent me this most beautiful prose answer to a responsive question from Nick Cave about prayers. And I realized, I'm going to send it, I realized that you could just replace prayers with visioning in this whole segment, and it works just as well, and it was so beautiful. So I'm going to share that. That was about our ideal space that we did on Tuesday. Yesterday we talked about getting started. I hope that was helpful. And today here we are to talk about zero waste, because Next Highest Good, my company that I started, about 3.5 years ago, is born out of my passion for zero waste. I was deciding whether or not to share my personal story with you as to how I got to where I am right now, and I think I'm going to do it. So I have done a whole bunch of different things in my life and my work, and this is the first sort of job. I don't feel like job is the right word for it, because it doesn't really encapsulate what this is. Having the company and doing this work is so meaningful to me. I come to it from a passion of zero waste, from a talent for organizing that I've had for my whole life. And I started the company once I was leaving a nonprofit that I was running, and feeling burnt out and wondering what was it I was going to do with the rest of my life. And I realized that I wanted to get back to my love of trash. And then I think, well, what's that? What am I going to do with that information? And it turns out that when you combine that with your talent for organizing things, it really works out well. So I decided to name the company Next Highest Good, because that's what we do with the things that our clients no longer want, need, or use. We give them to their next highest good. So I'll get into what that means a little bit more as we go forward, but really what I typically say is that it goes from, we offload to places like Goodwill and Salvation Army frequently. But before we get to that, we're going to donate them to their next highest good. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of examples today as to what that means. And then I'll talk a little bit about local organizations here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then also resources for those of you who are coming from other parts of the country where you can look and donate things. And yes, there are places to still donate now via shipment, and I can share a little bit about those. So without further ado, we're going to start this off with a little bit of a game. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to work with no response. Okay. Oh my God, these are so disgusting. Beat up shoes. Nobody is going to ever wear these again. They're super cute though. I almost feel like they should be bronzed like they used to do. Anybody have any idea what to do with these? You're thinking throw them out. They're disgusting, right? Nope. We can do something with them. I'll tell you about that. Should I do that later? No. Let's do that now. So these can go, here in San Francisco, these can go to Sports Basement. Sports Basement is a sporting goods store with a couple locations for those of you who are not familiar with it. And they have a receptacle for old shoes that they're going to turn into, I believe they chop them up and turn them into playing fields elsewhere. And also old balls, like basketballs and tennis balls and things like that, that are seemingly no longer useful, have a life. Okay, next thing. Old medications. I don't even know what these are because they came from a client. You peel the labels off because you don't want your name on there, and then really what you do is pour them out into a Ziploc bag. And honestly, I didn't have time to do that today. So I just am showing you these. Old medications do not go down the toilet. Do not put them down the toilet. They go into a receptacle for medications intentionally for that. There's also national sites that you can look into for where to put them in your area. Here in the Bay Area, there's also a really great resource for that. Okay, this is a puzzle which happens to have all the pieces because I'm a little particular, as you might imagine. But if it didn't, it was missing some of the pieces, there is still a place that this could go. This could go to a wonderful organization here, based here in San Francisco, called Scrap. Love that place. And they take a lot of things. If it weren't for them, I think it would be challenging to be as zero waste as we are. But they receive a lot of different things. Check with them, check their website for what they're accepting. It does change from time to time, but I can always share more about that if you want to. Okay, here's another thing. I started getting these catalogs from somebody. I'm not going to read her name, but I don't know who she is. And we've been in this house for, I don't know, 2.5 years. And now I'm getting her catalogs. So there's something to do. There's an organization called Paper Karma. Why am I forgetting what they're called? I'm looking at my notes. I think it's called Paper Karma. Yeah, Paper Karma. And you can sign up for an account. It's an app, and I think it's like $1.99 or maybe even 99 cents, and you can do it for a short time and then, delete it. And it really works great. It totally works. I've done it before. And I kind of join, and then I won't have a problem. Then I'll start getting more junk mail, and then I join again and then delete it. So I'm currently in a purge mode of all sisters' mail that I keep getting. Okay, here's another one. What do you think we do with these? Why can't I get this bag open? There we go. This is empty. No, it's not. I'm sorry, you guys. I would be a little bit more prepared for this. I had a little bit of a crash on the bike yesterday, and it kind of threw me for a loop. Okay. One of my clients' glasses, no longer useful for her. There's a bunch of them here. Those have a place to go, not only here in the Bay Area, but elsewhere. There's Lions Clubs all over that receive eyeglasses. You could do sunglasses. You could do frames that are broken. I think you could do frames that are broken. You can do frames missing a lens, no matter what. Just give it to them, and they'll figure out what to do with them. And they refurb them and give them to people in other parts of the world who need reading glasses or need glasses of any kind. Styrofoam, the evil styrofoam. Here in San Francisco, you can bring it back to Recology, or you can drop it off at my house, because who else goes there but me to return or to bring styrofoam to Recology. Hangers. Bring them back to your dry cleaner. They can use them. What do you know? Anyway, I show you all these examples. There's so many more, but I show them all to you to say, these are all the things, this is all the zero waste options. These are all the things that can go somewhere else that do not have to go in your trash bin. As per usual, I keep saying this, and I want you to know this. Please ask me if you don't know where it goes. Those are the things we kind of come across in the day-to-day organizing of people's homes. But there's also many things that when you're doing it by yourself, you have options of what to do with things. You can sell or trade things either online or at a brick and mortar location. Well, not right now. Places like ThredUp, The RealReal for designer items, and then your local consignments, stores like Buffalo Exchange, Crossroads, those kinds of places. Of course, I love to donate to local thrift stores. That's really nice. That's just more of a one-way thing, more of a one-way donation. But the ThredUp is a great organization. You can either send your stuff there and use it as a credit to buy things, or you can get money back. They give you more credit for the things that if you're going to use it in credit. So that makes sense for them, obviously. There's also lots of other things, like bras can go to an organization for breast cancer. Your wedding dress can go to organizations for giving them to people who don't have funds for wedding dresses. Like, I can't think of a better thing to do with your dress that's sitting up all up in the attic there. You can also sell your wedding dress if it's still current and you think somebody might want to wear it again. There's definitely organizations for that. your batteries go someplace, your e-waste, that's electronic waste, either really electronics that are not working or outdated technology, those things can go to an e-waste receptacle. Food, go to a food bank. Things for babies. There's a wonderful organization here in San Francisco, another one called SF Smiles. Love, love, love. Shout out to SF Smiles. They take so many things that are otherwise hard to donate, like car seats and cribs and mattresses and things that other donations won't take because of liability. They are taking them and they are using them and they're giving them, not selling them, they are giving them to people who are in need. And it's a great, great, great organization. I can't say enough wonderful things about them. They have funky hours though, so you got to check the website. Get to me if you need it, if you need more information. Just checking my notes here for what else. Okay, so there's things like Dress for Success for business attire that you're no longer wearing. There's coats, if you just have coats and you want to donate those. There's a national organization called One Warm Coat. If you live near a ski area, there's places where you can bring your skis, as long as they're not too outdated. That is an interesting point because I had some really lovely high-end skis from a client that were very old. They were outdated and nobody wanted them to ski on them. Before they changed the shape of the skis. So I had an assistant working here and she said, oh, my boyfriend wanted to make those into a chair. So he's an architect, drew up some plans to make them into a chair. There's a little bit more to the story there, but I'll hold off there. Okay, there's also your textiles. So your bras that are still in good shape can get donated to the Organization for Breast Cancer. Sorry, said that a little fast. But there's here in San Francisco, you can donate your textiles. And what I mean by that are socks with holes in them, underwear. Nobody wants your old underwear. Clothes that are just too worn, like Jackson had a sweatshirt that was all stained and gross. I couldn't even hand it down to anybody. It was ripped and stained and just not good for anybody. So I'm not exactly clear what they do with them, but in essence, they take them and give them to rag companies, what's called rag companies, and they make them into filler for mattresses and filler for things. So there's that. All those things can go. But your towels, which you might think might be textile recycling, can go to perhaps your local vet or organizations or businesses like Petco, Pet Express will take donations of pet items, collars and those kinds of things that are obviously still in good shape. I mean, when you're donating things, you want to think about, would you give it to your friend? Although that's a little wishy-washy too, because some people's standards are different than others. So I would say give somebody right of first refusal before you make the decision for them. The other thing that's really fun to do is a clothing swap, which I love, love, love. It's super fun. It's social. You can use it to raise money for people. It's a great way to sort of circulate your clothes. I was going to say recycle them, but circulate them. You bought that dress that you thought you were going to wear and you never did, and it's going to look great on your friend or your friend of your friend. So that's a great thing to do. You can also do a drive. If you're sort of motivated, you could do a drive with your friends for the bras, for example. Tell all your friends that you're collecting bras, so you could be the one to ship them off. There is a post, I think it's on Facebook, I know it's on Instagram, I think it was more than 60 bras that we sent to the breast cancer organization after a drive. Okay, I'm checking my notes here. I feel like I'm talking a long time. Does anybody have questions? Please shoot them over. Oh, bikes. If you have bikes that are still in good shape, you can donate them to organizations that train people to fix bikes and build bikes. There's one here in SF called Pedal Revolution, which is down in the Mission. I've donated to them before, and you can look in your local area. You might have to shop around a little bit, but like I said, I'm happy to help with that. This is a labor of love for me, and I'm happy to help and learn more resources from my perspective. Musical instruments, all the things. There's so many places to do that. There's also great resources here in the Bay. In Marin, there's Zero Waste Marin, which is a website. You can look for all the things that you're not sure what to do with. Fluorescent light bulbs, toothpaste tubes, the filters that go to your Brita thing, those can be recycled. The paint, oh my gosh, the list goes on and on. There's so many things that can have a next highest good beyond your landfill bin. I was going to say your black bin, but maybe your bin's a different color. I don't know. In SF and other resources, San Francisco Department of the Environment, and they have a Recycle Where is one website, and also Which Bin. You can look there. I know a lot of folks are always asking about what to do now during quarantine. What do I do with my stuff? There's a couple of organizations I've talked about. One in particular, Give Back Box, that all you need is a box, and you can go to their website and print off a prepaid label, and you can actually have the post office come and pick up the box as well. So that's one organization that I know is receiving donations right now. There's also another one, I just checked their website this morning, called Donation Town. And I plugged in the zip code of my parents' home in New Jersey, and you could see what organizations they were working with there, and it did it here. And same. So it seems like they're picking up things as well. I was going to say, I know what else I was going to say. There was that other organization called, so there's Nextdoor, the local social media piece, and Craigslist, of course. There's also Buy Nothing, which is a national project, they call it, and they have different chapters here on Facebook. And Free Cycle. But right now, many of them, all of them, I didn't check Facebook to be honest, but are only collecting or having you trade essential and basic items. So they're not looking for you to offload your roller skates at this point for obvious reasons. Let's see, I'm going to look and see if there's any questions. I see Kate is asking a question about food. Not a weird question, that comes up a fair bit. Yes, unopened products. Let me pop this and see if this works, and I don't knock over my whole setup here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get this down one day. I promise you guys. Nope, can't get it. Ha ha ha. Okay. Can't get it. Great. Kate, could you post that again? Oh, there we go. Do you have a suggestion of where to donate unopened products that I'm not consuming? Yes. Food bank. Your local, you got to look it up of who will collect. But here in my area, it's the SF Marin Food Bank, and sometimes, to be honest, one of my assistants, the wonderful Alexa, shout out to Alexa, puts it out in front of her house, and those things get swooped up. She lives in the Mission, so that's an idea too, just directly to the people. That's also a good thing with toiletries that you're not using. People living on the street, and there was like dry shampoo and things like that, toothpaste that she just goes ahead and puts it in front of her house. I know it's probably not the most, I don't know if it's illegal, but it's probably not. Anyway, that's an aside. Let's see, what other questions? Kate, I see you have another question about pet shelters, but for some reason when I clicked on the see more, nothing comes up. Oh, there it is. Have a seen local asking for sheets and towels. Yeah, that's really good. They must go through a lot of sheets and towels at the vet and the pet shelters, and the heat just went on. Scared me, and it blew the styrofoam down the way there. Let me see. I'm going to scroll up and see if I missed any questions. Hi, Harper. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Tamar. Hi, Adam. Thank you for your support during this time. I'm going to take a quick peek here at my notes and see if I've covered everything that is. There's so much. There's so many ways to offload the things that you don't want to either next highest good. So like I said, please feel free to ask me directly. I see Pamela has a question about the bottles of these. So like I said, these will get opened. The pills will get dumped into a Ziploc bag. This has stuff in it right now. I'm not very prepared for my props right now. This will get dumped into here, and then when you dump out the bag of just pills, they all get mixed together. Those go into the medicine receptacle, and these can just get recycled. But do take your name off of them. Peel them off. Hopefully they're easy to peel. I hope that answers your question. And let's see. Next tie is good. Shared my things. Sorry, a little raw today. Just giving it to you real. This is how it is. I see Kate has another thing here. And I figured out how to show that without major malfunction. Okay. Kate says, when we moved into our house, there was leftover paint, not even the colors of our home, left in the crawl space. Yes. What do we do with it? Yeah. Because people don't want to dispose of paint. That's why they left it there. So here, you're not in my area, but in SF, you can bring it to I bet you could bring it to like Benjamin Moore or, the other paint stores. The names are escaping. Sherwin-Williams or other ones. Call them up. Here, Cole Harbor takes paint in gallon buckets. You might have to make multiple trips if they only allow you to take 5 gallons at a time, for example. But the paint store should take them back, no problem. Or call your municipal trash company and ask them what to do with it, because it definitely does not go in the trash bin. Okay. Kirsten Roos. I've heard some vets using them, so you can try contacting a local vet. Oh, replying to Pamela. Oh, she said that oh, that's interesting. Kirsten's saying that she's heard of some vets using them. It's not you, Kirsten. You have a different name. I think I know who you are. Using the containers. I've never heard of that. That's great. Love that. Keep those coming. So cool. Hi, Amy. Actually, she might know. Amy works at the zoo. I don't know if the animals... I wonder if the zoo ever needs towels and sheets and things for animals. That's a good question. I hope that the sort of broad breadth of all the things that I've been saying have other places to go besides your trash bin is giving you an idea that when you don't know what to do with something, or you don't want it, that this is giving you the confidence that there is some other place for your things to go. It might require a little bit of research, and like I've said a number of times, please reach out to me. I love knowing all the things that places go, even if it's not in my direct area. I mean, now with virtual organizing, I can work with anybody anywhere, so that's a little silver lining for us here. And I can tell you a little bit about how that works, which is to say that we start with a walkthrough of your home, a virtual walkthrough, of course, and we'll walk through and you'll tell me everything, what drives you crazy, what's working, what isn't, what you tried before, what you haven't, and we'll talk for a while and go through everything, and then we'll come up with a plan, and I'll give you some homework, and easy homework that we know is attainable, and then we'll meet again either a week or the next day, whatever feels comfortable for you, and then talk some more, and you get more homework, and then we'll just plug away like that. I'll help you when you're stuck. I will encourage you when you're kicking butt, and help you find resources for all the things. So I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. This has been so great. I really appreciate all the love and support, and it's been fun, and I hope useful to you. That's really my goal, is to give folks resources and confidence to get started, to create the home that you love, and to keep evolving with it as life goes on, because nothing's set in stone. Things are always changing. You're always bringing things into your home, and things are always changing, right? And we learn nothing from this whole thing, that things are always changing. Oh, Casey, thank you. She's saying she appreciates my breadth of knowledge and thanks for being a member of the Good Future Design Alliance. Yeah, that's a really cool organization, just started here, that is focused on zero waste in the design world. So, landscape design, interior design, architecture, construction. I don't know. I think I'm the only organizer there, but certainly the zero waste piece really appeals to me. And it's a great organization with a handful of people who so far and growing, and they've put together a great bunch of resources. For example, I need a new duvet cover, and I wanted to get one that was ecologically responsible. There's a lot of certifications that I just learned about, and I'm not going to get them right here. But one is GOTS, and the other one is IEO. I don't know. Anyway, all these criteria of organizations that are responsibly sourcing textiles, and it was great. And I found what I needed, and I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm going to pull that trigger this afternoon and get a new duvet cover that I feel good about through the Good Future Design Alliance. Okay, Kate says she has one more question. Yeah, I got a minute. When it comes to donation bins, there are a few around. Is there any organization that's better than another? I see things like Red Cross and the AMVETS, etc. You know, that's a really good question. I would say that go with an organization that's nearest to your heart. That's a really good point. I'm so glad you brought that up. So here, there's Community Thrift, which is not only a great place to go thrifting, thrift store, but it's a great place to donate because they give you a choice as to what organization you want to donate. The sales from your donations go to that organization. So if you're into animals, there's myriad choices. If you're into the ocean, there's tons of choices. LGBTQ, all kinds of things. Women's rights, babies, all kinds of things. So look in your local area about what's an organization that is dear to your heart. Like I said, animals, bicycles, kids, any of the things. Jewish Family Services. Who would you want that money to go to, and then sort of choose them. You might want to do a little bit of vetting to see like who's going to pick up. If that makes it easier for you, then go for it, I would say. Yeah. Thanks, Pamela. Right back at you. So let's see. I'm going to wrap it up here by just saying please follow along here. I definitely want to do more of these. I hope it's helpful. Let me know if you have things you want to hear about. I'm taking requests, folks. Reach out if you want to work with me virtually. I'm happy to do that. We could even just do a walkthrough. Like I said, I want to help you, and if that's helpful, then we'll just start there and see how it goes. It's a good place to start. So you can go to our website also, nexthighestgood.com, to read more about me and our organization, to be connected to the newsletter so you can hear when things are happening for us. I also have a blog there, and I think that's about it. Any last questions? You all are super welcome. I see lots of thank yous here and lots of love, and I sure do appreciate that. Share this, please. Share this. Let's get the word out. Zero waste, using what we have, tons of resources for reuse, and keeping things out of landfill. So with that, I leave you with my gratitude. I'm going to send you the quote from, or maybe I'll put that up on the website. I think I'll put that up on the website. It's a little bit long. It's the letter from Nick Cave that he wrote to somebody about praying. And when you read it, please replace the visualization of your ideal space with that. I thought it was super beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon.